If you say you love God, you got to love people. Bad mind is so evil. Hatred and jealousy can't be a part of we. No, no, no. If you say you love...
Yo, what's up? So I'm gonna do a teaching on real and fake Christians, taken from Matthew 7:15 to 23. I'm not gonna read all the verses to try and keep the video short, so I'll just be explaining as I go along. Verse 15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. And this is Jesus speaking. So basically he's saying, beware of people who speak on God's behalf, prophets, and that, well, Christians, people who go to church, and they come pretending to do all the Christian vibes, but then inwardly they are ravening wolves. And the word ravening in Greek is hapak, a robber, or it can be defined as rapacious, aggressively greedy, ferocious wolves. So it's like he's saying, beware of persons who say they come on my behalf, but inwardly they're ferocious wolves, they're dangerous. You know, it's like Jesus is actually saying that there is a category of persons who are really dangerous. They pretend to be Christians, but they're actually dangerous. And you will know them by their fruits. You will know them by how they function. You know, a good tree cannot bring forth bad fruits, neither vice versa. So it's like he's saying by their actions they will show who they really are. And everybody who say they're Christians really are. The way they function really shows what they defend, you know. And Jesus is actually saying that people who say they're Christians and at the same time they're dangerous, they're not with him. And lower down, he explains that on judgment day, many will say unto him, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? In thy name cast out many demons and whatnot and whatnot. And he will say, depart from me, ye that work iniquity, or I never knew you. And it's like on judgment day, there's a group of persons who will come before God, and when they stand before God, they'll be listing out their good deeds and saying, okay, God, this is what I did. And you know, that goes to show that they're self-righteous, right? Because self-righteous persons are just persons who trust in their righteousness, that they believe that because they're good, because they did this and that, this will give them access to God. And you know, self-righteousness, you know, it comes with you looking down on others. When someone don't measure up to your standard, you want to scorn them or look at them as, okay, they're not all that. But anyone who really understands the gospel, they will know that when you stand before God, you cannot really talk about your righteousness. The only thing you can bring to him is to say that, okay, God, I believed in your son, and I repented of my sin, because that is what I matter. That is what I give you access to God. That is what I will give you access to heaven. Not because of your good deed. The persons who are standing before God and listing out their righteousness and the things that they did do not understand the gospel, because they would never list out their good deeds if they understand that that doesn't matter when you stand before God on judgment day. But God turns to them and tells them, depart from me, ye that work iniquity. I never knew you, as I never knew you personally. And iniquity, use the word iniquity, which in Greek is anomia, lawlessness, utter disregard for God's law. So there is a group of persons who go to church and at the same time they live in sin. They live like they just don't care about what God says. When you meet them one-on-one, their lifestyle shows that they just don't care. They have no regards for God's laws. I'm not saying that Christians cannot sin. Well, far from that. Christians can slip up, especially when you just start off. You can fall. But the main thing is to understand the gospel and understand what God did for you and to trust in his work for you. And you know, just repent, get back up and keep going again. The Bible says a righteous man fall, but he gets back up again, you know, and you know, you just keep going. But I'm talking about persons, the emphasis here is they just don't care about what God God laws say. It's like they just don't care about what Jesus said. Their lifestyle shows that they just don't care. But then they go to church and they go through all the motion. They put on the sheep's clothing. You know, they live this kind of pretense, holy vibes. And Jesus is basically saying that, yo, by their lifestyle, that is what they'll show if they're Christian or not. Not what they say. How they move will tell you who they are. You know, and Jesus keep repeating it that, yo, by your lifestyle, by your fruits you shall be known, by your fruits you shall know them, by your fruits you shall be known. No good tree can bring bad fruit, or vice versa. He keep repeating it because that's what will tell the difference between the real and the fake. It's your lifestyle. Christianity is not about what you can say, but it's about your lifestyle, how you live, how you actually move, how you actually function. When God come and live inside of you, He change you from the inside out. You don't want to do the same things you used to do before. You don't want to move like how you used to move before. You know, and if someone say they're Christian but they still living just like how they were before, then something wrong. And you know, this is not a video to condemn, but I mean, if someone realize they fall in that category, they can just, yo, repent. Repent now on this side of eternity before you have to stand before God, and then find out that all the righteous works you did and all the whole circus you was putting on didn't matter, because you're still going to end up in hell. And you know, hell is eternity, and you know, that's to me, that's very serious. And so I mean, no, in this life is when you have to get it right. So I mean, if you find out that this is where you stand, or this is the side, the category you fall in, you know, just change, just repent and come to God. Give Him your whole heart, surrender. You know, keep seeking Him, and keep seeking Him daily. Keep putting Him first. You know, and keep coming after Him. And that's what it is. Just love God and hate sin. Peace.